We have sound now, you can hear me? Cool, what's the levels like? Yeah, all about that reverby clean tone, man. That's a P90 pickup in the front as well, so that's only a single coil, but the only problem with that is that single coil is like so noisy. That's the only problem I've got. If I stop playing, you can hear like hum coming from it, which is like really annoying, but I guess that's the only bad thing about this guitar. And the neck for most people, you know, it's got the baseball bat neck on it, 59 neck, which is cool. This guitar, like, I don't play it a hell of a lot, but when I do and I come back around to it, it makes me want to play differently. I want to write with it. I want to, you know, it forces me out of the box, you know, typical mahogany body, ebony fretboard, EMG pickups, all the you know, the heavy metal standard stuff. That is my usual go-to. Because this is so different, it just forces me to play in a different way, so, yeah. William, how you doing, man? I got all my mods here. Recently got Black Jackson, Randy Rhoads. Cool, absolutely love it. Which is your favorite guitar of mine? My guitar would be my purple BC Rich V, 100%. And I'm actually looking for the silver one right now. There were less than 100 made. So it makes them like gold dust to find. So, yeah, but that is my my favorite guitar. Put it this way, if this place goes up in flames, everything else can burn. That guitar's coming out the window with me. And yeah, it's not your usual shredder, I guess you could say, but I don't know, it just makes me want to play differently, you know, which I think is important, because I get so stuck with the other guitars, you know, which are cool. I really enjoy playing them. They're workhorses, but, you know, what comes out of them is just your traditional playing style, I guess you could say. So yeah, this kind of makes me play differently, like I've said about 25 times now. So there we go. I guess they continue the black version of the XMG. The only one I found was 1000. Got it for 4. Wow, what a steal! Believe it or not, I am actually selling my my black Jackson Rhodes now. And thanks, William. I'm really proud of that, and that kind of ties in what I'm about to talk about. If I sound a little bit coldy, I've got a cold. I got a foot problem because I went too hard in the gym and I think I've pulled something, and I've got a cold just before our first show on Saturday, so that's sod's law, right, as they call it. But yeah, I'm selling my 7-string, the Jackson Rhodes that I bought, because I originally bought that for my band, A Lost Cause. In case you guys didn't know, I have a band now. I've had a band for 2 years now. Yeah, I bought it for that because our other guitar player was on a 7-string, and it was kind of preferred that I would play in the 7-string because we play in drop A tuning, and I thought to myself, I need to get another guitar because I can't be bothered dedicating one of my other guitars to drop A like all the time. And I did try it with this, but the scale length's just too short on this. It just doesn't hold low tunings very well. which is ironic because Bring Me playing like really low tunings. So, but you'll see in the set now, Lee doesn't. When Lee plays this guitar in the Bring Me sets, he doesn't play all like low tune ones with this. So maybe he knew that, maybe he didn't when he designed this. Anyway, so yeah, I bought that 7-string thinking, oh, brilliant. It's a Rhodes. It looks like my Jackson, my Matt Tuck Jackson. I'll love it. It's just going to have an extra string on it and I'll get used to it. Jesus, how wrong I was. I mean, seriously. It's heavy, it's clunky, and I hate 7 strings. Having 7 strings, and it just doesn't work for me. It would work for somebody else perfectly, and I've done some covers with it. It's been great, but it just doesn't get used, so it deserves to be played by somebody who's going to enjoy it, or owned by somebody who's going to enjoy it and actually play the thing, you know? So there you go. That's what's going on with that guitar right now. And I've just started using my BC Rich because that's what I'm comfortable with. You know, that guitar just you kind of know straight away whether you're going to get on with a guitar or not. And as soon as I got it out of the box, it's like hyped as I was and different as it was, I thought to myself, I really can't see this being my go-to. So I just reverted back to my BC Rich. That's what all the songs were recorded with. And that's my comfort zone, and it's perfect. So there we go. Took you 2 years to write one song. Well, I joined, if you've got to watch my video on just introducing the band and the project and stuff, my last video that I put out. I talk about like how like I got asked to join just as restrictions were started to lift, and then it was like come down for a jam, and then we got locked down again. So yeah, and then lockdown continued, and it just took ages. And then we booked the studio time, but you have to wait for that, of course. And then we were never going to put the song out without a video, otherwise it would just bomb, you know. You have to have like a lot of content these days to support stuff, so it's taken a lot of money, a lot of self-funding, a lot of effort, and a lot of time to get it right. But I'm glad we waited because the production on it, if I may say so, is absolutely huge. And that one is just a sign of things to come. You guys have heard me playing this riff before, right? Going to be coming hopefully soon, along with some other cool stuff. And yeah, the BC Rich is home. I just pick it up, I just play it. And our first show is on Saturday in Manchester, and I thought I've been resisting restringing it and cleaning it up because we've had rehearsals and stuff, so there's no point sticking new strings on it. So I put the new strings on it and stuff like that this week. And I'm just resisting the urge to play it because like I want to keep the strings fresh for Saturday. You should cross the jam track. Right, I was so nervous about that because I'm socially anxious anyway. Really anxious. And we all got in a room. First time I've been in a jam space or anything like that. Honestly, playing with other people. I mean, it's taken me till like what? It was 28 at the time. It's taken me till I was 28 years of age to get in a band, man. And I just made sure that I knew the songs. That was it. That was just it. Just know the songs. And don't leave them without any doubt in their mind. And they hadn't played in all that time, though. That's the thing, because we've all been locked down. So it's not like, you know, they were like, you know, super up to scratch or anything. Everybody was kind of still finding their feet with the songs and playing live and stuff like that. So when we came away and Steve, our drummer, said he knew the songs better than us, I was like, yes. That was my intent, you know. Hey, Matt. Guess who's full of cold and can barely speak just before the show? So I thought, what better way to get myself better than to live stream and do a load of talking? I'm actually trying to get to do bullet covers with that, and then let's get... Yeah, totally. Like, my channel was on a whim, and I blame Matt for it. Matt, if you're still there. I was literally just posting this stuff. Just ambient guitar, right? In lockdown for something to do. Just to see if I could do it. And then Matt saw that I posted it, and then he commented because he knew I had the purple guitar and he liked that. And he was like, right, guitar cover now, do it. So it's just like, okay. So I did Don't Need You, which is like one of my favorite Bullet songs. And yeah, I had there was never any big goal or mission statement that I'm going to start a channel, I'm going to get all these views, I'm going to start doing like covers and guitar lessons and stuff like that. Honestly, each and everything that I've done has been on a complete whim, like just like throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So that's the best way to do it. I think I just went in quite innocently rather than having like some sort of big goal. 1,000 subs, so close. Oh, you are so right. We are getting so close. Where are we now? 927 or something like that? That is huge. And obviously a big shout out and thank you to you guys for making that happen, you know? But yeah, I didn't think people would enjoy my stuff or want to see my stuff. Do you know what I mean? Were people going to want guitar lessons without tabs? I'm numerically screwed. Like, absolutely screwed. So tabs are a difficult thing for me. But the thing is, I know the songs and I know them inside out when I put my head down and I analyze them and stuff like that. So that's how the lessons came about. But I didn't know if people were going to enjoy that or not, you know? Okay, let's stop drinking coffee now. That's done. Matt said, do it. And I said, okay, yeah. Because like, he had faith in me. He was just like, oh, you'll be able to pull that off. Easy, just set the camera up and play. It's just like, okay. Now, fortunately, I had a little bit of experience with DAWs and stuff, like DAWs and stuff like that. You know, like Cubase that I record into. So I sort of knew how it worked just after watching Matt's videos for so long as well. Like, you kind of get the gist of how it works. You know, he records his guitar straight into his computer and then he records his video with a camera and it's that simple. Then he bangs it together in editing software. That's literally, you know, what I gathered from watching his videos for all those years. Is just like, okay, how hard can it be? Let's see if I can do it, you know? And, you know, it didn't come without its teeth and issues, like the editing software that I used for a long time, because I didn't know about video editing software. I had to learn that. And the stuff that I was using, I was paying £17 a month or sometimes £20 a month for this awful recording software called Lightworks. Sorry, video editing software. And you'd export your videos and it would be like all out of sync and stuff. So I thought maybe my computer just can't keep up to date or keep up with it or something. So I would have to line the video and the audio up out of sync, hoping that when I exported it, it would sync up. So I was guessing where it would be. So when I exported it, everything kind of came back into line. And if you go look at all my old videos, you will see that loads of them are out of sync just by a bit. And just the frustration, like getting up in the morning, like sat here at 6 a.m., like banging my head against the wall, like, how are other people doing this? And, you know, and I was just thinking, well, maybe it's my computer's capabilities or whatever. Far from it. It was just really, really crappy editing software. Then I found DaVinci Resolve, which is free to use, and it's seamless. So, yeah. I'm going to be posting a Venom cover on my Instagram soon, thanks to you. I finally got the delay for it down. Oh, cool. Yeah, that was the one thing about that song. I wanted to get that right for you all. You know? That was the wrong chord. So yeah, I'm glad that's helped you guys out. I can't even remember that riff. Something like that. Something like that, am I right? You guys probably know it better than I do right now, right? Next weekend is the 8th. What's happening on the 8th? Oh yeah, and by the way, guys, thanks for throwing likes up on the video. That really helps me out as well, so thank you. I always like that song. I wish they'd do more riffs in that key. You know. Or stuff like that. I think that riff is really cool. Like that's those sort of riffs in that key. Although like the tears don't fall stuff. Extra Christ, Axe Wound. Oh, all about that. I absolutely love that riff. That's probably one of my favorite riffs. And it's probably one of the riffs that I struggle to play with most as well. I hate playing that riff, but it just sounds so good. Anything that goes digga, 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 digga. You know, like... like Bark of the Moon and stuff like that. Anything that goes... yeah, I'm down. All riffs that go digga, 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 digga. Like my favorite kind of riffs, you know, like... Oh, man. Right. In case you all don't know, I own Explorers, but I can't play them. But yeah, those sorts of riffs are like my favorites. There's something just so unnatural about like playing back here. Yeah, and oh yeah, so Exochrist, yeah. I mean, that album, I don't know if you guys have picked up on it on the new song. I mean, Matt's heard this song before it was released, the new song White Lies. And like the first thing he said was like, Axe Wound. I was like, yeah, man. Because that breakdown, I just, because we play in drop A anyway, just like Axe Wound. I kind of wanted to get some of that Axe Wound sort of vibe, especially in the guitar tone as well, and I think we achieved it. The guitar tone we're using on that was all STL stuff, STL Tone Hub, and we're using a blend, or I'm using a blend between a 5505 and a Bogner, and there was just something about the Bogner that just made it rip. So yeah, that's the tone on the album. And that's STL Tone Hub desktop, you know, no campers or anything like that. Really, really damn good tones, you know. Right, guys, I've got a phone call that I need to answer. I'm going to be back in 1 second. Just hold on. Yellow. And we are back. Anyone still there? And sorry, I just had a doctor's phone call. Because I'm coming on to 30 now and I'm getting old. So, and in the meantime, I grabbed this because I got sick of playing a guitar that you have to sit on your right lap. I just can't do it. Like, for instance, I'll go and play a riff. Sat down with explorers and stuff like that. It's, I don't know. I just can't do it. I guess that's just from playing with a V for so many years. So let's get this into a normal tuning, and then we'll go from there. And you guys have left comments. Shit. And Matt's gone, but he left a cool comment. Okay, cool. Are you medically cleared to rock? Honestly. So basically, I'll tell you. I'll tell you guys. I'll level with you. And you won't believe this. Okay, so hey, what's happening, Mark? So I'll tell you, right. Back in 2020. I had an injury where somebody dropped that brown table behind me on my foot. And what happened is I managed over lockdown to get some sort of arthritic degeneration in my right foot, right? So I ended up on crutches. This was all during lockdown. So you can imagine what it was like trying to get a doctor's appointment at that point, right? So yeah, I was limping around for ages. Like I couldn't even do any like stood up guitar covers or anything like that. So the doctors put me on these tablets, and it kind of cleared it up a little bit. So fast forward to this year, I've just joined the gym, and I think I went a little bit too hard on the treadmill, and I think I've pulled a load of muscles underneath my foot that I obviously haven't been using. And I'm limping around again. And the first show is on Saturday, like you guys know, for the band. And thank you, Mark. I really appreciate it. So I'm just in a bit of a panic right now, and then I got a cold as well. Yeah, I've done a test. It's not COVID. So it's like all these things are just happening at once. Fitness freaks. So yeah, it's great. I love the gym because I hate being around people, especially in that sort of macho man environment, and it's great. The gym is literally 60 seconds walk in that direction. Literally. And when I go, because I do this for a living and stuff like that, so I've got strange like work hours and stuff. When I go, it's like super quiet and there's just nobody in there. It's great. Oh, Mark, I'm dreading it. If this escalates, yeah, I'm going to have to play sat down. Can you imagine? Oh, mate. Hey, Dante, how's it going, man? Anyone know what comes next? Clean riffs. Just what I'm trying to... Well, Mark, it was whiskey that probably caused it. Probably contributed to the original problem. So I'm actually on naproxen, which is like super strong, and apparently that stuff like strips your stomach. So I've got to take these other tablets alongside the naproxen. And William, there you go, you've got it. So if you stick that on top of like the cold and flu tablets that I'm taking, I'm having a great old time. So I guess what I could do for you is show you some of the new riffs and the new song. I am not using, the Colin Richardson would be this. It's a lot louder though, so just brace yourself. That's the Colin Richardson. So the new riffs, even though we're tuned down into a drop A. This is a drop C right now, of course. I mean, obviously the go-to metalcore tuning, right? But the new riffs would be this. And then I'm going to go back to my other tone because it's a bit cleaner. I wanted to get something to end that phrase in, so we got... But underneath that, there's another guitar going. Drop A, you guys playing in hell. Yeah, literally. And we have stuff, we've got songs as well that do a drop as well, so we'll be like... And then back up again, so... Back up. So yeah, so there's two guitars there. There's one going, and there's another one going, and I think there might even be a third one in there going like something like that, just for laying. But the main riff. And then what happens is, thank you, Dante. I really appreciate it. Then what happens, the guitar's cut, and it goes into like a clean thing, and you've got... So that's your first section, and then I come in and cut in and out, and go... Doing these chords from the intro riff. And then the chorus is pretty standard. It's just your big suspended chords. It's, you know, you've heard it in Breaking Point. You've heard it in the intro to Shatter, I guess. You know, you've heard these chords 1,000 times before. Kill Switch. So the chorus is just those. Oh, it's no, that's No Way Out. And again. Okay, so that's your chorus, the first part of it. And yeah, had to get my clean riffs in there 100%. That's a massive part of what I do as a guitar player. So in a band, I've got to get it in there. You know, unfortunately, the guys like that as well. So that's the one thing to watch out for in the chorus. You're going, I'm putting that underneath, so I'm going. Okay, so octaves right there. Where did I buy this? I bought this in the UK when I was 18 years of age, when they were brand new out in stores. So it's not a recent find or anything like that. This has been with me since I was 18. And now I'm 30, so you guys do the math on that one, on how old this is. And then, so coming out of that part, it's pretty standard metalcore chorus, right? 8, 5, and open. And then into the post-chorus, second verse, I guess you could say. It's just really standard stuff. It's a variation on the main riff. It's all based off of that 12. And then, of course, you got to have these guys in the middle. And we like those because it's the two notes next to each other. It's discord, they clash. Bend the truth, that's right, Will. Man, that's a dream come true, somebody saying our lyrics back to us, man. Yeah, totally. So you've got... And then... Hank. And that's the only thing I'm going to miss about that 7-string. Because the Floyd Rose on it, when we used to jam that song, I would drop the bar, go... Meow. Do you know what I mean? I just put a little flair in there every now and then. You need to put that guitar in a log burner and get a PRS. That's funny, Carl. I got a whole army of Matt Tuck fans here who are going to jump on you now. So yeah, there's that. And for the last part of it, yeah, Architects, Dissonant Style. Yeah, totally. Architects are a huge influence on me, massively. You know, like Gravedigger? That sort of thing. And on the last run of it, I just go... I just move it up. Something like that. Something like that. And then it's back into the verse, I guess. Just love those chords. And then breakdown, very standard, Axe Wound-esque. Some people said like early Parkway vibes. Okay, so that's simple. And I'm just going off of that Discord again. And then here's the thing for the next part. I'm doing octaves. So rather than just... I'm getting the two notes there together. And I'm killing the note in the middle. Mark, I will talk about guitar. Guitar solos in a second because a few people have asked me about that. Do I know any Parkway drives? Drive even. I did a cover of Pray on my channel. If you scroll back a bit, I love Reverence, but I know that's the album that got me into them. I came into that band quite late. Yeah, I like that album a lot. But it's funny because on that album, the main riffs are the other songs' breakdowns, if that makes sense. So that album's got a lot of... that sort of thing going on, right? But the main riffs in those songs, for each song, they're the breakdown in other songs. That's... Anyway, but yeah, I love that album a lot. But yeah, I put a cover out of Pray way back in the beginning. But yeah, back to the breakdown. I'm kind of majoring on these octaves here, rather than power chords or single notes. I've got like that. Then it goes again. And then octaves again. And then back into the chorus. The only other part, I guess, would be this sort of outro chorus, which is just, again, your big power chords. And then the tram picking at the end. And that's it. So that is White Lies. I'm telling you now, that is all such generic riffs. And bear in mind, we all had to write that on the spot in the studio because we parted ways with our guitar player, our other guitar player, and that was a completely different song originally. Completely different song. So we had to like rewrite that on the spot. And I think the stuff that makes it is all the... all that stuff on top, and then a good strong vocal delivery from Mr. Sam Lawson, and yeah, I think it works. Okay, guitar solo, let's talk about it. So this first batch of songs, they're based off of a bunch of demos that I was sent originally. So we've all had our input on them now that we've lived with them, we've grown them a little bit. And we had one song that featured a guitar solo. And I just didn't like it. It just didn't seem to fit. I didn't enjoy it. And we stripped it out, and the song's even more better for it. But some of the next couple of songs that we're putting out, even though we've like collaboratively improved them and stuff, the basis for those songs, there's just structurally, there's no room for a guitar solo in there. So am I saying no guitar solos? No, I'm not saying no guitar solos, but I am saying... in soon, in terms of like soon, I don't think there will be for the next couple that we do anyway, just because, like I said, these songs we've had around for like, these songs are old. These songs are really old, you know? But they're still good songs. Right now, it's all about kind of, you know, like the riff, the vocal delivery, and the song structure. Also, I really hate guitar solos. Okay, let me know in the comments. How many of you guys here are like returning viewers on my live streams? Let me know. Put a hands up, okay? And then answer me this. How many times have I sat in a live stream and started going, you know, started like tapping and sweeping and shredding and stuff? I don't do it, okay? If you want to see that, go watch my covers. I can't just knock that stuff out on the spot, especially when I'm being watched. Yeah, I'm just not that kind of guitar player. And I really don't enjoy doing guitar solos. I really don't enjoy doing it. They make me panic. They make me, they give me anxiety. So, yeah, so the idea of doing a solo live at this point is kind of nerve-wracking to me at this point. But like I said, these songs, I'd happily do one, and I'd happily put my flair on it and stuff like that, but at the same time as that, these songs that we've got right now, there's no room for them in there, and, you know, I wouldn't want to try and force one in. But I think when you hear the songs, you'll be like, you know, because like White Lies, there's no room for a guitar solo in that song. It's just not that kind of song, I don't think. I think the tell will be, as far as guitar solos, if you guys have watched my covers and stuff, just look at the look on my face when I'm doing those guitar solos. That says it all. Sadly, must leave you now, as I do have to go to the gym. Don't pull a muscle in your foot like I have, Mark. And take care, man. Thanks for stopping by. That was out of key. Let's start again. See you next week, bro. So, any requests while I'm here? Anybody want to ask any questions? Anyone want to see me play something? Break anything down? Talk about anything? That's what I'm here for. There you go, there's me attempting to play a solo on the spot. Can anybody name that one? Something like that? Anyway, things that I can play. Can you help break down the main riff for Hearts Burst into 5? I've seen many people play it differently, it's very confusing. Okie doke, so you got drop C tuning. So state the obvious, C, G, C, F, A, D is your tuning. And it's based off of that big Tears Don't Fall chord they like to use, okay? So you got your first finger that's barred across, which is 3rd fret, and then you're gonna have your 3rd finger, 5th fret, 3rd string, and then your pinky, 6th fret, 2nd string, I guess, okay? And to begin with, I'd have to look into it properly, but this is the way I've always played it. To begin with, he kind of like strums across it, but he doesn't really catch the 1st string. I'm kind of cutting that off at the 2nd string there. So that's what you've got so far. And it's all on that tight sort of yeah, on the 3rd fret. So you've got, I will play Awaken the Demon shortly. So it starts off and he's kind of going back and forth there. So pinky's in 6th fret, and then he's bringing it back in for into the 5th fret. So he's alternating. So he's going. Okay, so you got. Then what he does I believe the other guitar keeps on with that and he just takes his first finger off. Actually, no, he goes to this shape now. Now that, he bars his first finger across, so he's still barring, but he's just across the first 3 strings there. He's got 3rd finger over on 5th fret 1st string, and then pinky on 6th fret 2nd string. And that's the chord you'll end up with there with your 1st finger on 3rd fret. So, and he's alternating this time off of the opens, open 6th string, and he's kind of getting the 5th string in there as well. He's kind of getting that there in there as well, just for the bigger effect. So he's alternating between this chord and then this chord where he's taking his pinky off and he's just moving his 3rd finger up a string. So you'd have 5th fret 2nd string. And there's those 2. So he moves to this one. Okay. Now with that, the key to this is don't oversaturate your guitar tone. If you use a too heavier overdriven tone for that, this riff is going to turn into mush. And that's why a lot of people find it really noisy and difficult to control. I know I do, because I use quite a lot of gain. But for this, I'm dialing it back so you can hear what's actually going on. But if you saturate your guitar with gain on this one, it's just going to sound like mush. So pull your gain back for that, because you want all those strings. You want all those strings to be ringing out together. Now, I believe Matt pulls off, and he does a chord up here instead for that part. But I'm not quite sure what he does, so I'd have to get back to you on that one. But that is the basis of it. So you've got that shape. Then bring your 3rd finger down, or your 1st finger down even, new shape. So that's it. So I hope that helps. If anybody's new here on the stream, I've got a cold, so sorry if I'm like... So happy with you with that new band. I've checked out the song, and it's a banger. Thank you so much. I'm so pleased you really... I'm so pleased you dig it. Put a lot of work and time into that. So a lot of work, time, and resource it's taken, and so yeah, the fact that people like it is awesome. Somebody wanted to hear Awaken the Demon. Let me warm my wrist up. There you go, there's that. And that riff I still struggle with to this day. Yes, one day we should tour together, 100%. Any other requests you want me to show you? I'm actually running the Kemper now, Carl. This is all Kemper. Turn to Despair. I've got no idea about that song. To be honest with you, I never really listened to that one back in the day, you know. The only one that I did listen to from that sort of era was the... Ah, fudge. Yeah, it is. It tends to Despair. It is a good song, but yeah, it's just one I've never sort of like delved into. It's hard to find it with decent production as well because it is that old. My pick in hand is on and off Awaken the Demon. So much fun to play though. Watch Page video on the saw. Yeah, I really that one riff. The down picking on that is monstrous, and I'm a stronger down picker than I am alternate picker. So that's saying something. It's quite tricky. I don't think Matzo gets enough credit for what an incredible rhythm player that he is, in my opinion. So how does it work? Like a traditional head of the valves, or it's all simulated, so there's no valves in it, but it's just captures and profiles of actual amps. So it's a little bit like the Dementors in Harry Potter. It kind of like sucks the soul out of amps, and it's just like it's got it then. So you stick that in front of an amp, and you just sucks the soul out of it, and it's like, right, I can replicate that now, and it replicates it really well. Yeah, my man, Heart of the Heart. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that chorus melody, it's all about that. It's all about the chorus on that song, and I don't get why that song never sees the light of day. But did you notice the that thing that they do at the end on that is the part of the guitar solo in room 409, is it? Something like that. Cover request, Architects. Oh Christ, man! Now you're really pushing me there. Something like that. The problem is with Architect songs is you've got to have a guitar in there, funky tunings, in order to pull them off. And it's like you're never ever in that tuning, like ever. So it's difficult. Well, that is like the most ripped off metal riff nowadays. You know, like Wage War have done it. Loads of bands have started with that. Yeah. And we even had a song that, as a matter of fact, the original White Lies riff was so similar to that. Like, super similar. It wasn't mine. It was the guy who left. It was exactly the same rhythm. We stripped it out because it was Doomsday. So there's a little bit of trivia there for you. So White Lies started as a Doomsday ripoff. One of my favorite riffs ever is actually the C part in Hell or High Water. I actually don't know. Isn't it like the? Isn't it one of those? It's the new one. Yeah, there you go. New Unholy Confession thing. Yeah, the 578. That sort of thing. Oh man, it makes me wince, that kind of riff now. And these things. Oh man, it's so stereotypical. Whiny metalcore guitar, right? Any more suggestions, anyone? When I run out of things to play, I just go straight back onto the clean tone as my default. Could I break down Stitches? Didn't know about it till your cover. Okay, so Stitches, I'll see what I can remember. So it's a drop C song, funnily enough. And I think you've got... something like that, but the... that thing. Ah, well, Paralyzed, I've already done it. So, you know, conquered that one, mastered it. So I never, ever have to play that one again. Like I said when I posted that, how I managed to pull that cover off and I still can't play Battery, I've got no idea. That is, that's one of those ones where you kind of need the track to play it. Something like that. And yeah, thanks to Voices of the Dark here. That's how I managed to get that cover out of Stitches. But yeah, Paralyzed, that is tight, man. Stitches, you've got this. So it's harmonic minor. And then So it's just your typical like harmonic minor kind of thing. So 5, 8, 4, 7. And the next string, 6, 7, and then coming back onto the fifth string, 7, 8. Now the part where he starts going on about being a nihilist, which I found very, very amusing, he actually downpicks it. You know, I'm a nihilist. That's all downpicking there. So that's just Stitch's riff. And then the tram picking part, I've got no idea. These covers, I'm when I'm like on it, I'm on it with them, if that makes sense. Like, because I'm in it, but once I've done them, I'm kind of onto the next thing, and I forget how to play these songs because there's only so many songs that I can keep it in my head. But you got to bear in mind, I've got to think about all like the band songs and stuff like that. You know, for like playing live. So I've got to think about that, and then I've got to think about the like what cover's going to be next, what lesson's going to be next, stuff like that. So yeah, I have to think about a lot of stuff song wise. But yeah, Stitches is one of the best songs. I like how they've gone back to lots of tram picking. Oh man, see, I've forgotten how to play that already. Something like that. Yeah, and the guitar solo in that, man, the notes are just like a million miles an hour. I didn't play that note for note accurate. I'll tell you guys now. There was no point. I knew kind of the scale they were sort of using. Very typical patch right now. You know, he loves that kind of thing. And there's a patch solo. That's what he goes for every single time. And then when he gets to here, he always goes. Always that sort of a pattern. That sort of thing. Could you explain to me how to make the harmonizer work on a camper? I want to try it for lead melodies, but it always sounds off. Yep, I can show you that. Hold on one sec. Yay, I'm the first video that comes up as well when you type it in.
So there you go. As you can hear.
Shut up, me. There you go. That's how you get the harmonizer working. You play scales long enough, Page will appear and take your guitar away, so don't copy him. Yeah. I am early today, Robert. Yeah, I am. I got lessons and stuff this evening, so yeah, I haven't done this in a while, and I thought it'd be a good time to check in. But yeah, Felix, if you follow that link, that'll take you to how to get the Kemper harmonizer up and running. And then if you really want to hide your mistakes, you put a load of that on. It's great. Reverb just pulls up, like, straight up, covers a multitude of sins. But it sounds impressive. But underneath what's happening is probably just this. Sloppy playing, right? But yeah. I do that anyway. That's how people. Yep, absolutely. I figured out the rest of my solo. Now it's all timing. Can't wait to get it down. Yeah, cool. And keep going with it. Don't put anything out until you're 100% happy with it, Robert. You know, like always. Pain aside is all downstrokes, so it can't be that bad. Yeah. All I can hear is breaking point. Yep, absolutely. That is the pattern. Like I said, Army of Noise, breaking point. Pretty much every solo on the new record, it's all. Where's it go from there? Just as that typical. That same scale, like he loves it. I'll take all that off. Like every single time, he absolutely loves that. And it's kind of like a Phrygian dominant, but it's like missing a note. And do you know where he got that from? Gus G. Like, Page absolutely worships Gus G. Oh man, my voice is starting to flag. But all those exotic sort of licks, Page, for the most part, got a lot of that from, like, Gus G's playing. Like, straight up, you know. Page is like a blend between, like, I don't know, he takes a lot from Dimebag, a lot from Kirk Hammett, and a lot from Gus G as well, and he's kind of just like made it his own thing. But his runs, that's why I'm very happy to do his guitar solos for the most part, because they're so mathematically like satisfying to play, I guess you could say. You know, that's just a scale. But any guitar solo on Scream Aim Fire was just that. You know, and then he does his Yep, there's another Page lick. The one that always got me was the Army of Noise thing, though. That is fast. Like, he picks every note on that, you know. This run's cool. This was very Dimebag. so fast. But again, da 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 da. It all works out mathematically. And then for the last run, he does something like this. Something like that. I feel like Untitled Chapter was inspired by Sin Gates. Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, for where that album lacks in favoritism and songs and stuff, Padge really turns it up on that album. He plays, those solos are ferocious on that album. They're super fast. Okay, I have a legit question. Any exercises that strengthen little finger on the left hand, rely too much on the third, and need to get into the habit of building that pinky strength? Yeah, just start using it. So, for instance, from the get-go, I'll show you. Hold on. So from the get-go, as soon as I heard Welcome Home Sanitarium, just like for a lot of people, that was the end of everything, and you just want to play like that, right? So... But my guitar lessons, I learned to play power chords like that with the first and third finger, right? And when I was playing it, because I wasn't able back then to watch my third finger enough, it was coming out like... Right? So I watched Kirk doing it in that Guitar World magazine interview, and I saw him doing it with his pinky. I was like, okay, that makes loads of sense. So then I started to see them like using the power chords with the pinky as well, and I was like, well, they hang the guitars super low, Metallica, so it makes it easier to move around like that, you know, with the pinky. You know, so there was that. So I was using it there, and then for licks and leads and stuff, when I was learning the modes, you know. These 3-note per string runs, I was forced into using it. So the one thing I would say is just start using it. The second thing is in terms of exercises, I like this one that you can practice with hammer-ons or pull-offs, which is so just, and then you can, so, and try and keep your fingers as close to the strings as possible when you're doing that. And then you can do it across strings as well. Yeah, stuff like that. And then also as well, take a song that you like, that you know utilizes the pinky, and take that part of a riff, for instance, and start playing it on its own and use it as an exercise. So there's another another example as well. You know, like for instance, I don't know, I can't think off the top of my head, but like if you want to practice like machine gun fire picking. Just take parts of songs that you know utilize that technique and take that part on its own and just focus on that. How has the response been to ALC? Sorry, we talked about it already. No, I will talk about ALC all day long. The response has been absolutely huge. The video is doing quite well. We got like the 300 views or something on YouTube. We're going to start running some ads as well. But honestly, you guys made that happen. You guys went over and watched it, so thank you, you know? So you are all part of the huge response. So yeah, The pinky, just you know, scales, running scales. That's how I started getting into it as well. You know, you want to know all 7 modes as well, you know. Says. So there you go. There's all 7 modes going up the neck in diatonic order. Yep. So I would just run those from the bottom, starting from Lydian in an F. Then they're coming up into Mixolydian G. Coming up into Aeolian A. Coming up into Locrian B. Coming up into Ionian major scale C. And again. Coming up into Dorian D. And then lastly coming up into Phrygian, which is E. So there you go. That's how you know, playing scales and stuff like that, knowing the modes. That's like king of it, you know. So for instance, like modes, what do they do for you? Well, they make you sound like the virtuosos. You know, it's like, how do you use Mixolydian? It's very good if you were to learn that mode and just go, okay, yeah, but how do we make that musical? Learn the primary chords within it. So if I was in E Mixolydian, you'd have E major and D major. And all of a sudden it makes for this very spacey, oceany. To me, rather than, because every time I picked up the guitar, all that would come out was just like sad Aeolian stuff, which is minor scale, you know, which I do a lot of now. But how'd you break out of that? Inspired to go write a song, gotta go record. Okay, man, no worries, take care. Have a good week. Lydian, how do we get the most out of that? Yeah, because as a scale, it sounds horrendous. How do we get that to make music out of it? Again, learn the chords. E Lydian even. I mean, that chord right there, you're not going to get that out of your normal minor key. Joe Satriani fans have probably heard that sound loads of times. Yeah. It's dreamy, right? So there's some of the benefits of learning your modes, you know. You inspired me to it. So yeah, I read that. So do you run your pedals before? Yeah, so the camper goes straight. So this goes into the camper, and then the camper goes into the Focusrite solo, and then that goes into the computer. And that's it. Yeah. It's with this sort of stuff that I've been able to hopefully try and craft an identity for myself, you know, hopefully. Because, you know, outside of the spiky guitars and the heavy metal rhythms and stuff like that, you know, I want to be known for this sorts of stuff as well, rather than just... you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I want a little cleaner to turn on my bias. Just make sure that with bias effects, when you're running into the solo and your guitar goes straight into it, make sure that your instrument gain isn't in the red or in the yellow. If it's in the yellow, it's starting to peak. So just like pull it down. I use very little gain when I'm using bias effects and I'm going into the from the Focusrite into bias effects. That'll clean it up 100%. Not everyone does cleans as well as you do. Oh, okay. Versus there being 8 metal guitars out there. Well, you know, clean guitar playing's always been just a part of my thing. Ever since I heard, ever since I heard all that, it's just always been my thing. And then piano music as well, Ludovico and Audi. That's where all that stuff comes from. Oops, and again. That is straight up like piano. I've always wanted my guitar to sound like a piano for some reason. Just there's certain like chord voicings that you can get on a piano that are really hard to do on a guitar, because guitar's tuned so you can get your, you know. And if you want to achieve those piano voicings, you've got to learn how to stretch, you know. Because that's always been the sound that I've wanted to achieve, you know? As well as you know. X-Scout 2001, how you doing, man? I hope you're doing well. I am keeping poorly. I've got a bit of a cold and an injured foot. So I'm... yeah. You can probably hear my voice starting to flag now, so I'm... yeah. I'm trying my hardest. And I like the juxtaposition as well, because a lot of people know me for like my covers and stuff like that. Well, not a lot of people, but people know me for doing that and playing these big, spiky, nasty-looking guitars and stuff. And you know, when I sit down and plug in, whenever there's been like, I've gone to somebody's house and they've been like, "Can you bring guitar?" and stuff like that. I love the look on people's face where they're like, kind of, they sit me down, like I sit. Usually when I go somewhere, I take the snake bite with me. So pull that thing out onto my lap, and they're kind of like, you know, they're expecting, they're expecting that. But what comes out is, you know, the look on their face of like, oh, I didn't expect that, you know. Hot toddy, yeah, maybe after work later. I've got to work this evening. So I kind of need to stay somewhat present of the mind and not let myself get sleepy. I've got a late finish tonight. I'm working till 9 p.m. So, yeah. I'm hoping this call goes eventually, because Saturday we got our first show. I know I've said it a lot of times, but I've got to do backup vocals. I scream in the band, believe it or not. I do loads of screaming live, so I've got to, yeah, hopefully get better for that. I'm officially leaving the Tower Place 6 weeks. Job. Ah, right, okay. Oh, okay, cool. I hope that pans out for you. I really do. Yeah, that's good. I'm very pleased for you, because I remember you saying about how much of a toll that was taking on you. Something really depressing. There we go. Miserable's that. quite a lot of theory that goes behind that, you know. So in the key of A minor, we're tuned down here, but it's A minor position. So you got like A minor, which is your root, harmonic minor, E major, Neapolitan chord, which is like a B flat major, and then you're going up to the 7th, E7, B diminished, and back to A minor, E major, D minor, E7, A. So that's classical guitar through and through. The majority of it's based on like going from the diminished chords. So you've got B diminished. This guy right here, sticking E major in there. Neapolitan chord. To your root. And then if you really want it to pop, you play Hungarian minor over the top of it. I like all like fucked up modes and stuff like that. So yeah, if anybody's looking for a cool scale to learn, Hungarian minor is amazing. You've got that chromaticism in there. That's a really good, yeah, keeps you from getting stuck in C minor. I was just about to say that's a really cool thing to start doing. You know, start putting like little leads. Pick a scale. You know. So you've got Hungarian minor right there. You know, you could play in box position if you wanted to. Like put some chords around it and play notes between your chords. So start with A minor. Like straight away, creativity, right? And then move to your next chord, like E major. Sorry, that was out of key. Hold on. And then move to another chord. What should we pick? Maybe. Yeah. Go. Maybe keep in key, so like D minor. So your chord progression. So your chord progression is like A minor, E major, D minor, back to A. So, or for instance, you know, open chords if you wanted to do it that way. A minor, E major, D minor, back to A. Then if you keep those, find different voicings for them on the neck. your scales in between them. So, for instance, we know we've got this Hungarian minor now. And what I would do is I wouldn't go for anything fancy straight away. You know, because I'm not really a fancy guitar player. I just play the scale. So chord. Next chord. What do we go for? E major. And next chord. And then back. And that's just a great way of getting creativity out, you know? So A minor. Run up the scale. Next chord. Where do we go? There you go. There you go. You're playing leads between chords. And it sounds interesting. Plus, stick a load of that reverb on it. It just sounds absolutely huge, you know? This is the part where I should hit you all with find out what these chords are on a Patreon. Which I haven't done yet. Or I don't know if anybody would want that sort of a thing. But I mean, I am going to have to start thinking about that sort of thing. You know, do people want to see a Patreon? What, as a matter of fact, what do people prefer? Channel memberships on YouTube or Patreon? You know? And then for me, it's kind of like, what kind of stuff would I put on there? Because, like I said, I'm not very good at tabs and stuff like that. I'm terrible with it. So a lot of guitar players, they'll go, here's this lesson video, you get the tabs on my Patreon. Or if you're a channel member, you get the tabs. I ain't writing tabs. I can't use that fancy software. It's just not what I do, you know? And I feel like it would be a bit of a sellout move as well. Considering that I've taught a lot of people to start like playing for themselves, you know, which is really important. You know, like using their ear rather than just going to like a tab and looking at a tab. Like, use your ear, follow my notes, just watch what I'm doing, you'll get it, you know, which I think is way better. So yeah, I need to know kind of what people would want to see from that sort of thing, and then take it from there, really. So there we go. Right, it's nearly been 2 hours, and my my voice is starting to flag on me, and I'm teaching right the way through till 9 p.m. tonight, and the time is what time are we on? Okay, 20 to 1. So I've got to go make food now. So, usual spiel. Thank you so much for, if you've made it this far into the stream, thank you for your likes, comments, you know, for hanging out. And thank you for all your support with the band as well. Really, really appreciate that. And, yeah, more good stuff coming. So there we go. Right. Thanks so much for your support, guys. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.